Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy, Stumped, back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, here he is, the furry himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Halloween Ace 6+ is in-game and will be coming with the Corazon Halloween celebration that we are expecting to be dropping in the next couple of days. So, Halloween Ace finally gets his Super Evolution, and this is one that most people have been looking forward to. For myself, I am still keen, still waiting on that V2 Shanks, Bandai. Where's my V2 Shanks? However, second on my list is this man right here, and in today's video, we're going to break down what this guy does, talk about his buffs, because this guy was an absolute demon before he's 6+, and they really don't have to do too much to this guy to make him insanely good. He's a shooter fighter that has barrier pen, he also has recovery bind, and he has critical hit. Now, mine is level limit break 5. So all the information we're going to talk about right now is at level limit break 5, but not limit break expanded. So just be mindful of that. His support obviously stays the same. Goes on Luffy, goes on Sabo, removes 3 turns of blind whenever inflicted. One of the best supports in the game, one of the most used supports in the game. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Very, very good support. That doesn't change. So maxed out at level 150 or level limit break 5. 6+, his captain ability is going to reduce the special charge by 1 turn at the start of the fight, boosts int, shooter, and fighter characters by 4.75 HP by 1.5, makes int, psi, and tandem slots have matching slot effects, and then reduces crew's special bind and special reverse by 10 turns. Now, this character was always so good because completely removing 10 turns of special bind and special reverse is one of the most valuable utilities in a captain ability. With like special bind and like regular bind, special bind and special reverse is one of those combinations that is so challenging to get around, and characters like Rare Recruit King and Stampede Nami, Rare Recruit Karasu, all of those types of characters are so valuable because they have stuff like Fear, they can get around the special bind, and they get around the special reverse if you get inflicted by both. If you get like Fear, special bind, and special reverse all in one hit, it's very, very hard to bring characters on the team to get around that. Now with Ace, you just rock him as your captain, and you're good to go. He's a 4.75 times captain. From what I saw, his limit break expansion increases his attack multiplier by 0.5. So I imagine he's probably a 5.25 times captain for fighters, shooters, and int characters when you limit break expand him and level limit break 5 him. Cooldown in the captain ability is great. He also has the addition of int now. He used to be restricted to just shooter and fighters, which are on the lower end of the spectrum for classes. However, int is one of the better colors in the game, so this opens the door to a lot of different options when you are team building. Shooters are getting a resurgence though. Shooters are getting very, very good. Fighters, they have stuff like Super Tandem Luffy. Those types of characters are very, very powerful as well. So, let's take a look at a special, and let's see what they did to his special ability, because this guy's already had a really good special. Let's see what they did. 200 times characters attack and int damage to all enemies. That's always good. It means you can use stuff like Halloween Law support, any character that you need. Damage, you can add a support there, and int have a lot of those. Reduces crew's blind by 10 turns, so that stays the same. He now boosts int, shooter, and fighter characters attack by 2.5. I like that they included int because they have a tendency not to do that with stuff like Uta and the new Corazon, right? If the crew has an attack buff when the special is launched, boost the type effects of int, shooter, and fighter characters by 2.25 for 1 turn. So that's a completely new buff. They completely just added in color affinity. So now it just gives the viability of running two Halloween Aces. With these types of characters, they've been doing it a lot with stuff like V2 Akainu, V2 Aokiji. If you have an attack boost, they become an orb booster. And it's a really good idea because it actually opens the door to running 2 of them. Whether you run a friend captain and then one as a sub, or vice versa. Double captain. If the crew has 6 tandem slots when the special is launched, increases the slot effect boost to 3 times. Okay. And changes the crew's chain multiplier effect to 3.75. Changes both the minimum and maximum value. Okay, so if you use a chain boundary, it'll just turn it into a 3.75 times chain lock. Now, for those of you guys that don't actually know, some of the newer players, this whole last part is introduced for 2 free-to-play characters that came out alongside Halloween Ace. Now remember, Halloween Ace is like 3 years old now. I'm pretty sure he's 3, yeah. So we had Halloween Ace, Halloween Slashes, Boa Perona, and now this Halloween Batch. So he's 3 years old. And when he released, he came out with a Halloween Luffy and a Halloween Sabo. Now, both those characters are very good under this unit. You get a full board of tandem slots, you get a 3 times chain lock, you got like a massive orb boost. And both those characters are really good. Now, if you use those free-to-play characters alongside Ace, you can actually get a 3 times orbs, you can get a 2.5 times attack, 2.25 color affinity with 2 aces, and you can get a 3.75 times chain lock. So that is actually really, really good. Really, really good. Now, with those events, they will be coming back, and we'll break down those characters in just a second. But the Super Evolution of Ace looks really, really nice. They did a lot to him. He didn't need all that much to just bring him back into the meta, but I don't think he's anything game-breaking. In terms of 6+, I think he's probably the best 6+ we've had, but like I said, he didn't need that much help to actually get that. Him and Bullet sort of sit at the top in terms of being the best of the 6+s and level limber break and all that sort of stuff. However, he does suffer from, obviously, the Super Evolution curse, that he doesn't get a Super Type, doesn't get a Super Class, doesn't have Super Tandem, doesn't have all those fancy new effects that all these newer characters do have, but nevertheless, he is still very good, and freeing up space on your team for special reverse removal, special bind removal, being your attack booster, being your color affinity booster, depending on what you need for your team, works out really nicely. Plus, the ability to just turn Orb Boost into a 3 times Orb Boost is great, because Halloween Lore is such a good support on a lot of very, very good int characters, and because Ace does damage yourself, if you run 2 aces, you can just go like bink 1 ace, get the Orb Boost, and then use the other ace to turn that into a 3 times, and get the color affinity burst as well. So that's something cool. You can avoid the chain lock by using Ace before you get a chain lock. But remember, you do need to have 6 tandem orbs. So you really want to bring someone to do that, whether it be something like Luffy, the Super Tandem Luffy, or the new Luffy that is coming out, or getting rehashed with this particular event. Alright, so huge shout out to Evan over on Twitter. Evan is the man, the myth, the legend. He actually posted a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to bring that over here, so then that way we can see a little bit better. He posted a whole bunch of stuff with the new events that are coming out. As you can see here, the Devilish Party event is coming back. This event is actually fairly challenging. However, it is 3 years old now, so like obviously we'll do some more teams on it. But like I have done plenty of videos on this particular piece of content in the past, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Check out the previous videos on this particular event, because it was very challenging. It was a very challenging event. It was built around Halloween Ace. And obviously a lot of special binds, a lot of special reverse, all of those nasty defects. But it's good to see that this event is actually coming back. So this right here is the Luffy that actually comes out alongside that 60 stamina event. It is an 11-star event, by the way, so just be mindful of that. It's very challenging, like I said. He actually gets hunger as well. They gave him a limit break expansion with the last release. As you can see, I couldn't be bothered farming it. I have not touched this Luffy since, but I really like what they're doing with these particular characters, because they work perfectly with the 6+. And this is what I've been trying to say, like, screaming actually, that free-to-play characters in OPTC have always been such valuable units and make other units look and feel so much better. And this is a perfect example of doing that. So removing stuff like free-to-play versions of Kazuna units or Pirate Festival free-to-play characters is very detrimental to the game, especially when you release a plethora of legends like Bandai does. I'm pleading to you, Bandai, do more stuff like this. This is exactly the kind of stuff that we want. A character that comes out alongside the legend that just makes the legend so much better. A free-to-play character that just works so well. It gives everyone an incentive to grind the character, and then eventually when you pull the legend, or you're using a friend captain legend, it just makes them look so much better. And this Luffy is a prime example of that. If you guys don't have this Luffy, make sure to max him out, make sure to farm him up, because he's very, very good. And if you have Halloween Ace, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do, he's going to be an absolute monster of a sub for this particular Ace. His special binds himself for 7 turns, which Ace removes 10 turns, by the way, so just remember that. He then does 25% HP cut to 1 enemy. So straight away, that's a damage dealing special. So you can use Halloween Lore support on this guy, get the Orb Boost, turn it into a 3 times, and you're just good to go. Reduces Despair by 4 turns, changes all slot, including block slots, to tandem. So there's your 6. There is your 6 tandem orbs. And if the crew's slot effects are boosted, sets the chain multiplier to 2.75 for 3 turns. So you don't want to have an orb boost, but like if you already have an orb boost, you can get the chain multiplier as well. And if you don't have an orb boost, you get the 3 times chain. So like it just works so well. And then you turn that into a 3.75. Now chain lock's obviously nowhere near as good as chain boundary, but like 3.75 is still so freaking good. And with all of the chain shenanigans going around and stuff like treasure map, with like you got to be above a certain chain or below a certain chain. Chain locks still have a relevance in the game, and a 3.75 is nothing to scoff at, and a 3 times orb, as well as a full border orb, some despair removal, bind removal with Ace. You pretty much have, like, everything you need just with these two characters. Special bind removal, special reverse removal, bind removal, despair removal, block orb manipulation, orb boost, attack boost, color affinity, chain lock. It's all there just with 2 units. 2 units. So, make sure to farm up this Luffy. He's a very, very good free-to-play character. And the final thing we're going to talk about in today's video, once again, huge shout out to Evan. I'm going to leave his Twitter in the description below. Make sure to go hit him up with a follow. Is we are getting a Blitz Battle. This is where you get the skulls for Super Evolving Ace. You are also getting a free-to-play Doflamingo, young Doflamingo. He's an int cerebral-driven character, if I remember correctly. He's got an interesting special, and he has a monster of a support that, like, goes on Corazon and removes 1 turn of bind and gives 3 turns of an orb boost at 1.5 for cerebral-driven if you're inflicted by bind. Absolutely insane. But we'll break him down once the actual event rolls around and we start talking about that. But it will be a Blitz Battle event, 10 star, 40 stamina. You can get yourself some gold USB tomes or books, skill books, whatever you want to call them, as well as a bunch of limit break materials, which are quite a low drop chance. There's a whole bunch of Chopper Man missions here. This is where you'll actually get your hands on the skulls, if I remember correctly, as well as getting stuff like red posters, cotton candy, like Tome of Friendships. You get the Doflamingo character himself. You get a level limit break Sugo Int poster, which is kind of nice, but like we kind of really want quick ones. I don't know about you guys, but I need some quick posters. But like I said, huge shout out to Evan for this information. Be ready for a Blitz Battle, because we're getting one. There is one more little tidbit of information. With the Pirate Rumble Grand Party stuff, I haven't done a video on this yet. I'll do it once we get closer, but this is a little bit more information where it restricts your retries over here, and it hides the actual enemy's team. So this looks really promising for Rumble, because Rumble's kind of broken in the sense that you can just keep refreshing until you find a team that you want to fight. But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff coming. A lot of really cool stuff. It's actually super interesting to see that this particular event actually has more content than stuff like the Film Red celebration, and like up there with like the anniversary as well, which is very interesting to see if you ask me, right? So a lot of cool stuff coming. A lot of cool stuff. I'm a big fan of this Halloween celebration, but let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed, or if you're new to the channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. We upload OPTC stuff every single day. Help a brother out. Like 50% of you guys that watch aren't subbed. I see you guys, so come on, hit the sub button for me. Most importantly, though, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!